Hello, everybody. Joe Bagadones here, and welcome back for, I guess I was about to say another part of Mobile of Unlimited the day after episode 3, but kind of? Maybe? This is, finally getting around to that last Divers thing, the short story that was included in the alternative Chronicles, as you can see up there on the top page. You might be wondering why there's no sound right now, but that's because this is a YouTube video that I have playing in, VLC, which Yep, there you go. You can see the bar down there at the bottom. I have it paused right now. The reason I'm doing this is because there is no way, to my knowledge, of actually downloading Alternative Chronicles 4 with any translations done, because, and from my understanding of it, these projects pretty much dead in the water for fan translations as far as, everyone's concerned. And I guess one of the reasons why is because the fucking visual novel engine they use is notoriously a fucking beast to work with. So, yeah, not expecting that anytime soon. You can also see there's another story there, War Ensemble, which also hasn't been translated and has no subs. The reason I'm doing this in VLC instead of just like straight from the YouTube video is because there's a subtitle track you can download, which you then can add to the video file to get subs that are not YouTube's fucking shitty little caption subs, which I don't like. Sorry. Not sorry. But yeah. Shout out to, what's his name? I have him on my phone, or her, I don't know, they. Oh god, how do you even pronounce this? Oh god, I saw sus in a... No, it's probably not sus. Subshirism? I'm going to link down their video down below, as well as the link to Mega Drive to get the hard subs, which then you can add onto the video if you ever want to download it yourself for whatever reason. I'm probably going to only record like half of this tonight, because I got off work a little early because it started raining outside. And I was working on top of the wing with the fuel tanks open and shooting resistance on wires, and water makes your readings bad if you're trying to shoot resistance, so there was nothing I could do, so they just sent me home. But it's late. I just got off work. I was fucking frying up there. If you don't know, the top of a fucking wing, it turns into a skillet during the day. It was rough. Not the greatest of time. And this is like 2 hours, probably going to take longer, because if I miss anything, I'll have to like jump back, which is going to make this shitty for you. And no way am I cutting around any flubs I make, so you're fucking along for the ride now, bud. Unless, of course, you just don't want to watch the video, which I 100% understand, and honestly, you should probably just watch it yourself and not care what I have to say about anything, because noted me having bad takes on everything. Yep. Anyway, let's get started. And I'll move my mouse from there, so that way, there's just not the progress bar up in the corner, unless you like it there, in which case, that's kind of weird. I don't like any of that stuff on my videos. Now, it's a little quiet, though. Crank up the volume. There we go. That way YouTube's copyright system will be able to flag this video much easier for claiming it. Again, good OP track. I think the EV for this one is calling, if the original YouTube video was anything to go by down in the description. Again, probably YouTube's automated system did it. But hey, I'm not complaining. Both are good songs. Mother Goose! And someone who looked like Ellen. I don't know if that's actually Ellen, but it's probably Ellen. Just don't know if Ellen is Ellen, If, that dinner party was it in episode 2? With the also person who was in Orbital Divers like, hey, I hear Ellen's here. And it's like, oh no, you're just someone else who happens to be Ellen, who has the exact same history and background as Ellen. Weird. And that plot point hasn't been touched yet. Pretty much just shelved. probably going to get resolved in Resident Evil, if that ever gets released. With, as of this recording, in mid-July 2022, no release date. Don't really know anything about it, really. Oh god, my neck. Just fucking hunched over like a goblin doing work because I didn't want to fucking sit down on the wing because it was, you know, it was 130 degrees inside the jet, which means the top of it was sizzling. So my back and knees and everything are, oh. I'm gonna have to pay attention and speak fast and maybe pause a couple times and go back, because if it's not voiced, that means it's me, and it's probably moving at auto speed, and if the end of the games or anything to go by, auto speed goes by pretty quick. Gee, that means pilot. Yep, just let autopilot take over. It sounds like that one. At least I thought it was all. Altitude 500 kilometers, low Earth orbit, UN Space Force orbital holding orbit LE521. Chicken divers. Oh, hey, yeah, I know those guys. Good old Aquilius. Nope, fading out of chicken. Blast divers. I'm alone in this small space. This is obvious, but it's quiet. The familiar window, the familiar measuring gauges, the familiar Earth. The unchanged hell hiding underneath the blue and white blur of the atmosphere. Altitude 500 kilometers, low Earth orbit. Often have I circled this threshold between Earth and space. This small orbital fleet world that won't let us row into the sea of stars or let us descend into the land to fight. Beyond the tiny window, the Earth above my head is reflecting blue light. A view of the Earth from space that I had yearned for so much. Shiny, starry sky that was just a bit of a disappointment. After circling orbit again and again, both of them ended up being nothing more than the ceiling and floor holding me in place. Yep, you're a sandwich. With a baloney. That's right. Data and textbook should have already successfully taught me that, what it means to be part of the low Earth orbit fleet. The HSST pilots in charge of the orbital bombardment and transport of orbital divers are nothing more than gravediggers. The soldiers we carry, the orbital divers. They're dropped near the hives, directly here from Earth orbit, and decisive vanguards for breaking into the underground stem. The decisive. As you'd expect, they were made up of only the best Aishi, a corps of elite, but they don't return. The survival rate of orbital divers is just under 20%, and most of them never even make it to the hive reactor. Yep, rip Aquilius. Even the Aishi that managed to somehow survive take the same 20% chance of survival in their next orbital dive. Going by probability, there are no Aishi that make the fourth dive. Yep. If I drop them from orbit, they die. Even the lucky ones that return are thrown into hell from orbit once more. They die, and I throw new people in. Again and again and again. Yeah, just chilling. We keep on living, not descending onto the dangerous battlefield, but continuing to dig the graves of Aishi here in orbit. I simply had adoration for space. On land, I was chased by Beta from the moment I was born. The sky was already theirs. You mean the Space Force? My innocent mind thought that I could be free in space where they can't reach. I appreciate the parts when there's no music or background sound, so I can just pause whenever I want. I enlisted for the UN Space Force, made it through the rough training, and finally made it. Not to space. This is Earth orbit. Wherever you go, you're trapped by the Earth's gravity. This is a world of death and nothingness. Now they think about it, wouldn't Mars already belong to the Beta too? All humanity is allowed to have is a small orbital space, far different from the sea of stars.
この眺め、あんなに憧れてたのに。
The first time I saw Earth from space, it was really pretty, although I was a bit disappointed the stars are actually rather hard to see. It didn't lose its beauty no matter how often I saw it, and eventually I was part of my first operation, throwing 2 Aishi into the atmosphere in high spirits. From that day, this world quickly started to lose its color. Quickly started losing its color.
ダメよ、リーナ・テルボ。こんな顔、上の2人には見せられないでしょ。
I shake my head, throwing the depressing thoughts out of the back of my head.
結局、こんなのただの愚痴だもんね。
Mother Goose's name is Rena, how nice. Loneliness really does make you think unnecessary things. The guilt of staying in safety, not risking my life. Trying to hide it with self-deprecation and sentimentality is a bit cowardly, I gotta say.
まだ少しあるか。
If the operation is going as planned, there are several circles left before I have to send them off. That's right, this time, just this time, they might not need to die. Things the higher-ups say tend to be pretty unreliable, but going by the scale of this operation, they're serious.
マイヤ、まだ終わらない？
Right before Babylon?
リエントリーシェルの状態確認は終わったよ。これからエール弾のセーフティーを手動で戻して、サスペンション確認して。
Well, we haven't seen you before, so odds are you're dead.
軌道離脱までには戻れるかな。
Seeing the face of my comrade in cargo bay, I lighten up a bit.
了解。別にまだ急がないからよろしくね。ただ、あれ見逃すかもよ。
That?
こっちでもモニター開いてるから大丈夫。ちょっとついてないわ。
As a result of all the equipment for the re-entry shells, our payload, What? As a result of all the equipment for the re-entry shells, our payload, if about half, the ships carrying orbital divers are taking part in the orbital bombardment as well. Weird sentence, but okay, I get the gist of it. Will I explain it? No, because that'll be wrong, probably. We ourselves were part of the first bombardment wave earlier, but...
爆弾層がジャムるなんてさすがに初めてよ。古いお船だからかな。
To be more accurate, something went wrong with the cargo system when the AL warheads were supposed to detach. As a result, half our payload missed their target position. Uh-oh.
一人でお願いしてほんとごめんね。カーゴオフィサー兼任の時に限って。
Still, if this affects the connection parts of the reentry shells, somehow, things won't end up pretty. Still bothers me having her do the hard work in the spacesuit. We might be in zero gravity, but the warheads and connecting devices still have mass to them.
二人だからしょうがないよ。こんな大きい作戦初めてだもんね。
ただでさえ人手不足なのにね。そりゃ、
Even there's no
私たち
way,
が
you
贅
still
沢は
need,
言えない
you
んだ
know,
けど
enough
さ。
force to actually move it. HSST is supposed to have a captain, pilot, co-pilot, and cargo officer. Long standby in orbit is expected. Backup crew is also whatever. But with the lack of manpower in the last few years, captain and pilot have generally become the same person. And to make up for the manpower being diverted somewhere else in this super large-scale operation, co-pilot is now also cargo officer. And to make... Oh, that was the same sentence. To be honest, modern HSST can mostly be operated by a single person. The co-pilot is something akin to backup crew in the first place, so it's not like I don't understand merging it with the cargo officer. Still. Yeah, you want to have 2 sets of eyes and hands when you're doing that kind of stuff. If things don't go like the higher up said it will, the 2 above my head will, again have a, 20% risk. Both of them are rookies.
今回、うちの2人以外にもルーキー多いって話だし。
In the first place, today's operation is on a scale that pushes the UN orbital diver corps to its absolute limits. Just like the 2 of us are operating the HSST alone, tons of soldiers are being orbital divers, are being orbital dive for the first time. Are probably making would be a better word. If things go bad, this operation could very well be the end with more casualties than usual.
うまくいくよ。私たちはそれを信じてないと。
まあいいや。
ほら、私たち宇宙の大戸島。じゃなかった。大先輩なんだから、大船の演出ぐらいしないとね。
Big senpai.
でもそうね。その通りよ。
In the 30 years we've been fighting the beta, countless faint hopes have arisen and ended up being nothing more than that. I can't get myself to believe in today's plan before it becomes reality either. But still.
今度こそ。
I want to take back the Earth that is just beautiful and the endless sea of stars. I want to believe that the last time was the final time I had to throw comrades into their graves. This time, I want to throw them towards victory. I want them to win in order for this to be the last time. If possible, these two be my last divers. Last divers. It said it there. It said it. You know, that's a title. Title drop. Title drop.
バビロン作戦か。
How'd that work out for you?
そろそろ時間ね。
ドラード3よりマザーグース通信要請受諾。ドラード4同じく接続しました。
マザーよりドラード各機。おはようございます。で、大丈夫かな。よく眠れたかしら。はい、
おかげさまで。無重力ってのも悪くないですね。
Oh, it definitely looks like Ellen. Doesn't sound like
問
Ellen.
題ありません。睡眠導入剤を使用しましたが許容範囲内です。
あら大丈夫？宇宙酔いとか？
Oh god, don't throw up in zero gravity. No matter how qualified orbital divers may be, their chances to train in actual orbit are limited. Their training at the orbital harbor is supposed to get them used to zero gravity to some extent, but it's not unusual for new divers to get space sick from the stress before a mission.
そこは大丈夫です。少々見つけなかっただけですから。ジョゼ、憧れの宇宙だもんね。興奮しちゃったのかしら。
Jose.
別にそんなことありませんよ。遠足前の子供じゃあるまいし。
いいのよ隠さなくても。こんな軌道まで上がってくる宇宙好きだもの。高ぶっちゃうわよね。
でも注意までひどいです。
I mean, space is
で
cool.
もよかった。
No point hiding it.
最後の休息だからね。ここでしっかり体休めとかないと。二人とも初ダイブでしょ。作戦前にちょっとお話でもできないかと思って。
Yeah, maybe calm your nerves a bit.
お気遣いありがとうございます。テレボ注意。
Yeah, that's not our Ellen.
リーナでいいわ。注意同士だし。で、ドラード4。ジャセット、本当のとこどうなの？宇宙。
はい。その憧れではありましたから。
I mean, I think most people
アメ
would.
リカ。ちなみにそれどっちやのかな？
What do you mean?
どっちというと？私も立場上いろんなダイバーを見てきたけど、大体みんな2種類に分かれるの。一つはダイバーっていう英士の最高峰に憧れてきたタイプ。腕に自信のある子が多い
Okay,
か
people
な。
that want to go to space or people who want to
もう
just
一
die?
つは純粋に宇宙って世界に憧れてくるタイプ。実は案外少数派なんだけどね。
Yeah, you can be
って
both.
ことは
That's fine.
ジョゼはどっちもじゃない？
どっちも？
I can see some overlap. Yeah.
結構欲張りさんなんだね。
Ah, for real.
もうだからエレンは勝手に決めつけないでください。まあそうかもしれません。でもそれって英士ならあまり区別はつかないような
Yeah,
気も
probably
し
can't
ま
really
すよ。
separate the two.
どういうこと？
ああ、それわかるかも。私はダイバー目指してた気持ちの方が強いけど、言われてみれば実際そんな感じだし。
I mean, yeah, going to space for the first time probably changes you. Just like what?
何にせよ、英士になった時点で宇宙に行く方法はオービットダイバーの資格を取ることだけ。つまり 兵士として腕を上げることと同義なんです。
That makes sense. Ah, that's what she meant.
子供の頃から宇宙に憧れはありましたけど、純粋にその気持ちが残ってるのか、兵士としての高みに登りたかったのか、なんだか区別がつかなくなってしまっているん
Yeah,
です。
things tend to get muddled and tied
そう
together.
そう、なんか一体化してる感じよね。
Almost like people are multifaceted and complicated.
確かにそういうものかもね。
By now, every country in the world enforces AC aptitude tests for teenagers. Officially, AC mostly volunteer, but taking the road? The what? Okay, the road, but they spelled it wrong. Typo. Where you have the aptitude needed and don't become an AC isn't easy. Once they pass the test, they become unable to think of the future as anything but AC. Still, making me notice that after so many years piloting an HSST. Partly had to do with nobody talking to me openly like that, but regardless.
もっと遠くへ。兵士も宇宙もその意味じゃ似たようなものだし、シンプルにそれでいいじゃない。ただでさえジョゼンとこいろいろ複雑なんだしさ。そっちはもう折り合いついてますから、今さら。
複雑？あ、そういえばジョセット・ダンベルクー
Yeah,
ルって。
that's a French as fuck name.
ごめんなさい、詮索するつもりはなくて。
ああ、その、
Well, this is still the prior, but from the sounds of it.
ダンベルクールって、ローラン・ダンベルクール。
Ah, there we go.
もしかして
The plot thickens.
何か。
マイヤ聞いてたの？ってちょっとやめなさいよ。
そう？デリーナは言うけど、ジョゼちゃんはどう？マイヤさんでしたっけ？うん、そうですね。むしろ率直に話題にしていただける方が気楽かもしれません。でしょでしょ。リーナは気にしすぎなの。まあ、ジョゼがそう言うなら。フランス上院議長ローラン・ダンベルクール様、素敵なおじさま。
Dandy Cool. Never heard of him.
ダンディークールって感じ？
も
あ、
うごめんなさいね、ジョセット。そのお父様よね。
ええ、ローランは私の父です。
Ooh, fucking fancy pants here.
どうというわけでもないのですが。
まあ有名な方だもんね。国をなくしたヨーロッパ人としては
Oh, are
ど
you
うしても気
European?
になっちゃうとこだし。
Obviously, Rena is a very European name. Senate President Roland. I'm not saying that. One of the refounding fathers that rebuilt the country that was France and Quebec, Canada, during the 1980s. Thanks to him, Quebec, which was nothing more than a place to escape for refugees, became a large-scale concession. New continental France became the what? New continental France became the new stepping stone of the French Republic, and started getting named as a role model for all countries that shared its fate. Him especially worked hard to get the approval of the great neighboring state America. Of course he did. There's no country in the world that would be happy that another, still holding power, suddenly springs up in its backyard. To be frank, the one who managed to keep American-French relationships intact, which was close to getting dangerous, was the young diplomat, Den Belcourt. Envy and jealousy. Not just us Finns, all those who no longer have a country can't help but feel the emotions towards people like him. I can see Rena as a Finnish name. I take
フ
that
ランスは
back.
運が良かっただけですから。それこそケベックの皆様のおかげ
Goddamn francophones.
同じフランス文化圏として当時のケベック市民も最初から歓迎だったみたいですし、今の私たち
Yeah,
だ
but
と
the
正
French
直
make fun of
オ
Quebecois.
タワの連邦政府より親近感あり
The
ま
way
す
they
ね。
speak apparently is old-fashioned and
エ
weird.
レンはカナダ側の出だったのよね。
Considering the importance of personal relationships on the ship, us pilots are sending basic profiles so the AC would carry, or sent. Josette Dembelcourt hails from French Quebec, and Ellen Ace comes from Canadian Quebec. Oh boy,
だから
fucking
悪い人じゃないんでしょう
match
けど
made like fucking fire and oil.
そりゃ政治家の娘が最前線でオービットダイバーとくれば世間体もいいですもん。
Yeah, Alan did mention about her father being a small local politician, huh?
それでも自分の力で届く限界を知りたいのが
She was,
確かですし、
you know, toning down a bit.
エースとしてここまで来れたことには感謝してますわ。
It must have been complicated with her father being famous and a politician at that. Still, both Josette and Ellen seem to have settled that situation, so
それでどう？宇宙は。
そうですね。遠くまで来れたなって実感があります。
遠くか。ええ。
far, but
こんな
still
のただ船に乗せてもらっただけですのにね。
I guess worrying's not the right word, but
そのただ船に乗せてもらうために
It's like you went out camping into your
散
backyard.
々努力したんでしょ。謙遜しない。
その通りよ。本当にもうここまで来るのにどれだけ苦労したことか。
ありがとう。でもそういうことじゃないの。まあそっか。
mm-hmm.
たかが地球周回軌道。
Just driving in circles
そ
around
ん
the
な
parking
にいいと
lot.
こでもないし。え？遠くといっても低軌道でたったの500キロ。
Yeah,
横にしても大
500
西洋だって
kilometers
渡れや
is
しないわ。
really small.
リーナさん？
The hell am I saying to the rookies?
みんな本題。
Get your head in the game. I know, Maya.
二人の行く先はまだまだこれからってこと。この大気圏の向こうに本物の遠くがあるんだから。
ですね。これからが本番。
Mm-hmm.
兵士の本分を尽くさせていただきますわ。
そういうこと。会心のオービットダイブ期待してるわ。
You good?
リーナはストレートだね。
あら、そう？
Yeah,
こ
we'll
の
be
二人な
fine.
ら大丈夫だと思うんだけど
At least one
な。
of them.
そこだけは同意だけどさ。交換種スコア見せてもらったけど、すっごいもんね。まあそうですね。結局降りるとこだって家庭に
Yeah,
過
you
ぎ
gotta
ない
follow
で
the
すから。
style.
で
And
も
learn how to land
所
properly
詮
so you don't.
演習は演習ですよね。シミュレーターですし。
Well, they probably got pretty good sims.
そうでもないわ。再突入中にできることって限られてるから、演習通りの操作さえできれば
I mean,
大
once
丈
you
夫。
drop, you're pretty much just along for the ride, ain't you?
ですか。
もちろん私もまた聞きだけどね。でも逆に言えば演習でやった以外のことをしてる余裕はないはずよ。そうそう。本物の地位を感じながら演習通りできたらもう勝っても当然感じちゃ
そうですよね。まずはそこからで。
え。それに今回はこの超大規模作戦でしょ。最新兵器も投入されるって
New
話だし、
weapon,
肝
not
心の
quite.
背部突
Old
入
weapon in
も
a
かなり
new
高い成功率が
tactic?
見込まれてるわ。
Sure.
新型爆弾 G 弾でしたっけ。それそれ。上の説明通りなら二人にも最強の梅雨払いになるはずよ。
I mean,
モニュメントを
from
吹
the
き飛ば
sounds of
す
it,
っ
it
て
did
話
blow
です
away
よ
the
ね。
hives, but
本当にそんなことが可能なのかしら。昔ソ連軍が核を直撃させても崩しきれなかったそうですし、それを根こそぎって、
eh, just
相
fucking
変わらず機密だし、アメリカ軍独占だし、よくわかんないよね。すんごい S11 なとか、反応炉のかけらだとか。
I mean, last one's closer than you think.
まあ、一応日本の配部2つで実戦証明済みってことになってるのよね。横浜の方、ルシファー作戦ではまだテスト段階だったって話だけど、最近の方の佐渡島、アイスバーグ作戦では G 弾戦術そのものまで確立したそうよ。
Honestly, the entire iceberg operation just looks like a trial run for Operation Babylon. Yeah, that's how it be sometimes.
アイスバーグはアメリカ軍とインペリアル主体だったから、私たちも参加してないんだよね。
そうなのよ。 オービットダイバーズの突入作戦が初の完全成功よ。記念すべき一戦だったのに。
高価
Don't
名
get your
の成果
pennies
率
in
も
a
格段に上が
knot.
ったって話だから、二人とも安心してにゃ。そうですね。教官からもその辺は聞いてますし、期待してます。
Oh yeah, if you bring up survival rate, they'll start thinking about the chances of dying. Still, the tactic used for the Sadogashima hive really did result in a low death and injury rate. Did Aquilius make it? Yokohama, Sadogashima, now it's our turn. Those two should be able to win and return alive. Oh, I didn't mean to pause.
今回のバビロン作戦も
I meant to
アイスバー
move
グを
along
完
the
全に
text,
踏
but I
襲してる
remembered
から
I'm
ね。
not actually playing.
おまけに今回は規模も桁違い。ほんと期待していいわよ。
はい。
Those are nice smiles. I want to believe that one day I no longer have to feel guilt about this morale-boosting act that has finally come. Alright.
じゃあブリーフィングってわけじゃないけど軽くおさらいね。本作戦オペレーションバビロンはユーラシアに存在する全てのハイブを同時攻略する人類史上最大の軍事作戦よ。国連の統率のもと EU、アメリカ、ソビエト、インペリアル、
Everybody.
英雄、コセアン全ての国家が参戦するわ。まず第1フェーズではセオリー通りユーラシアの全ハイブに機動爆撃を実施済み。これは本艦も参加したわ。
Soften them up.
続いてユーラシア沿岸部のハイブに対して各国陸海軍が連携して一斉攻撃を仕
Get a
掛ける。
beachhead for follow-ups.
これが第2フェーズ。
You know, knock out the coastal hives. You know, and then hopefully we
若
can
干
move
内
in
陸
and
寄りの
support the
ハイ
inner
ブに
ones.
対しては海からの長距離攻撃と小規模の機動効果を実施。大陸中心部のハイブには第1フェーズから機動爆撃を継続しているわ。これは第3フェーズに備えてのレーザー級排除とスタブ内のベータを可能な限り地表近くへ引きず
No,
り出
wake
す
them
のが
up,
目的
knock on
ね。
their door, get them to come out,
敵
and
3
then
次
blow them
増
all
援
away
を
with a
直
G
接
bomb.
攻撃中の全ハイブで確認した段階で第3フェーズに移行。いよいよ新型爆弾による一斉爆撃を行う。まずユーラシア沿岸部のハイブを対象として第一次攻撃を実施。さっきも触れたけど G 団が宣伝通りの代物ならこれでモニュメントやメインシャフトの地表ごと
Just scoop them out like a fucking ice
そ
cream
して
scooper,
地表に引きずり出してたベータを根こそぎ持っていくはずよ。
in theory.
第一次攻撃の成功を確認した段
Well,
階で
then I guess in
間
practice
髪
too, if
入れず
Sadogashima is anything
残
to
る
go
全
by.
てのハイブに第二次攻撃を実施。もちろんこれにはカシュガルオリジナルハイブも含まれているわ。
Oh, they're
G
just
団
gonna
も最大
fucking
規模で投下される予定よ。
definitely get
同
rid of
時
that
に
one.
第
Rip
一
Earth's
次攻撃対象
superordinate.
ハイブでは第二次攻撃の実施を待たずに第4フェーズに移行。第二次攻撃対象ハイブでは G 弾爆撃の成功が確認され次第の逐次移行となるわ。いずれも敵増援が発生する前にメインシャフト資金でえぐったスタブ波構から
Just rush
最大戦速で反応路突入を仕掛ける。これは従来の周辺ゲートからの突入より格段にメインシャフト付近に到達しやすい
I guess just
特
fucking
急
drop
直送
right
便よ。
in. Just nothing but
沿
net.
岸部は海から陸から内陸部は周回軌道からあらゆる手段をもって反応路を吸収する。ご承知の通りあなたたち
Though, sounds
ド
like
ラ
it
ード
didn't quite
中
go
隊
that
の
way.
出番もここね。
はいはい。
目標ナンバー11ブダペストハイブ。
Ooh, going to Europe. Nice
ジョ
vacation.
セットにしてみればリヨンじゃないのは残念かもしれないけどブダペストはヨーロッパ奪還の要よ。
はい。
If you say so.
これまで全く手の届かなかったヨーロッパ大陸中央のハイブを一気に殲滅できる。もちろんフランスのリヨンも北欧のロバニエにも東欧のミンスクも
Even putting it into words, I still can't believe it. Those names have been become a symbol of the Beta of Rule, reminders that humanity's history of defeat and now are now being named as steps to be taken to victory. Ooh, weird sentence.
奪還。ユーラシア奪
そう人類は地球を取り戻すのよ。
Maybe cross Eurasia off that list of things we can't take it back. taking Earth back. I don't think humanity has seriously uttered those words since the war started. Yet now, even a mere HSST pilot like myself is saying it with some hope. Gonna see some pretty fireworks? April 19th, 1973. 30 years have passed since the Beta landed in Kashgar. Billions of lives were lost, countries destroyed, and the world flooded with refugees that have nowhere to go.
本当にこの日が来たのね。そうだね。本当に来たんだ。
Within the river of blood humanity has continued to bleed is also the blood of countless divers I threw from orbit. Our families, friends, comrades, people important to somebody.
いけるんでしょうか。私たちが本当にいけるわ。もっと遠くへ。本物の自由があ
We
る
might
世
eke
界
it
を。
out in the end. An Earth that is just beautiful, and the endless sea of stars. Reno Tervo will, there's an I missing there. Josette Dan Bellico will, every child that has been looking up at the stars for these 30 years will, head to the real space they have longed for. Where there's much more beta out there. Great. Just what they want. Get him. Is it, gonna transition?
アメリカ戦略機動部スピリット・オブ・バージニアより北米航空宇宙防衛司令部機動戦意完了発射命令待機に入ります
スピリット・オブ・ネバダ同じく機動戦意完了
Good ship names, good ship names.
機動戦意完了規制安定
Crusty bombs, though, my god.
ノーラッドよりスピリッツ各機機動戦意完了了解発射命令を待て
諸君ついにこの時が来た
大統領からの発射行動を確認全5次元降下弾と
Woo!
発射可能状態に移行
随分と遠回りをしたが人類はこれで勝利する第一次攻撃を許可する全艦5次元降下弾発射
全艦5次元降下弾発射
Get him. Ooh, pretty colors.
作戦司令部より入電新型爆弾による第一次攻撃はレーザー迎撃を突破
Hey,
全
all
弾
of
命
them.
中
Nice.
繰り返す全弾命中
Is it, Ooh. Poggers from
全
everyone.
ての対象配備でモニュメントと地上展開ベータの壊滅を確認したいけるぞ
Get him. That doesn't look good. The Aurora Borealis. This time of year, located entirely within... Oh, I was about to say the Northern Hemisphere, but that actually makes sense. It worked? Really?
本当に私たちは
I guess situated directly on top of Eurasia is a little more odd.
すごいすごいすごい
Nice
次
vocabulary.
は第二次攻撃オリジナルハイブお願い
Oh, there go the comms.
何今の
Oh god, did they not actually get the original hive?
電磁波の類かしら
オーロラみたいなのも見えたし
Eh, makes sense.
電磁嵐の一種かも
Good assumption, but not quite.
でもこの高度まで影響が届くなんてさすがの威力ね
第二次攻撃も全弾命中オリジナル配備もモニュメントごとメインシャフトの半ばまで吹っ飛ばしたそうだ
Oh, no, they did get it.
あとは突入して反応炉を潰すだけだ最短距離でいける人類は勝つぞ全艦機動離脱命令に備えよう
It's time, Rena Tervo. Even if this is only for the self-satisfaction of an undertaker, I'll be sure to send them out as best I possibly can.
ドラード3、ドラード4、聞こえてたわよね。
You're gonna throw mankind off the top of a Hell in a Cell?
念のためそっちでも再突入閣のステータスチェックをお願い。あと装備品の固定もね。
了解。
軌道離脱噴射まではまだ時間があるから落ち着いて。
Mm-hmm.
水分補給を
Not too much, though. Now, the familiar conversation, the process I repeat every time I throw Aishi into hell. But this time...
エレン、ジョセット。生きて勝ちを祝いましょう。
Survive. Whenever I see that, all I can think of is Tropic Thunder.
二人が私の
Good movie.
ラス
My
トダイ
God.
バーズになることを。
わかりました。リーナさん、約束します。必ず次は地上で会いましょう。データのいない平和な地球で。
二人とも
And
ありがとう。
wish you the best of luck. Maybe I'm being irresponsible. Trusting my wishes to these two Aishi, who just happen to be assigned to my ship. But this fight is surely meaningful enough to carry that wish. Yes, surely. I'm serious, don't call me Shirley. Now, gotta get myself ready. Gotta get ready myself.
そっちはどう？
もうちょいかかるかな。サスペンションが意外と手強い。
了解。さすがに軌道離脱の時はこっちにいてほしいのだけど。
間に合わなさそうなら仮止めで戻るから連絡入れるね。こっちは
Yeah, it probably doesn't have the best ventilation in that fucking airtight suit.
本当お疲れ様。どっちにしてもカーゴの話で一度軌道庫を戻るからシャワーブース寄る時間
Yeah,
もある
please
けど。
shower if you're stuck in a fucking capsule with someone in space.
じゃまた後で。
For the love of
こっ
God.
ちもステータス再
Personal
確認
hygiene is very important.
その前に
It's probably fine, but that geometric storm thing needs to be looked into. Look for ionosphere or communications issues. Weird paragraph.
これは電磁パルス。なんかパターンの記録が。
Yeah, it's like it's radiating from there. Weird.
何これ。
Oh yeah, the gravity's changed, getting pulled in. Altitude is changing? Going down?
嘘。軌道離脱噴射はまだ。
Oh yeah, you're getting pulled. Yes, main engine, even stance control thrusters aren't on. Orbital speed is unchanged. Same old holding orbit, LUV-521.
高度計の故障。
Damn, first the cargo system, now this. The ship really is showing its age today. No way the HSST and satellites, tied down by the law of gravity, move around this freely. Unless they use propulsion or are affected by some other force, things don't change like this. No, it is moving! The entire ship!
ドラード3よりマザーグース。軌道離脱始まってます。
Shit's fucked.
まだ確認が。マザーグース、この音。
高度が落ちてる。軌道速度やっぱり変
Yeah,
わ
you
っ
should
てな
probably
い
turn
の
on
に。
your thrusters.
どういうこと？ねえ、どうしたの？
Shit's
ア
fucked.
ルベリックに艦隊次第機能要素が急激に変化している。一体何が起きてるんだ。
こちらフェルディナス、同じく高度がどんどん下がってる。
I feel like you should pull up then.
この機能要素ありえない。近地点で大気圏内に突っ込むぞ。なぜ。
マザーグースよりカッキー落ち着いて。今の高度と軌道速度があればまだ大丈夫よ。状況を。
Nose up, throttle forward.
大気圏に落ちる。マニュアルに切り替え軌道高度を上げる。
こっちもだ。
Oh
ゴーイン
god.
グマニュアル機動戦意噴射を。
みんな待って。艦隊司令の指示を密集体系でマニュアルは。
Bumper cars, but in space. And there go your
電
comms.
磁パルスがまた。なんてこと。まさかこの規模で。
Visual separation approved. Calm down, Rena. If the magnetic pulse defenses are working, you won't be able to boot the system back up right away.
さっき見たパターンを思い出すのよ。 あと少しでピークアウトが。
Oh god. That ship. Almeric?
だってシステムは落ちてるはず
Is
な
that
の
how you
に。
pronounce the name? I don't know.
そうか、もう噴射に火を入れてたから。
Oh, it fucking went down on him. Oh, this is bad. The other ships probably also started movement maneuvers. At this rate.
メカニックに切り替え RCS 手動転換。駆逐艦で有視間飛行。
Yeah?
相談きついわ。
But I have to do it. Or acceleration or deceleration will make me crash into the others. Window gives me as much visibility as an old tank, which means none at all. Grinding metal, just what you want to hear in your spaceship. Your hermetically sealed capsule. Unless we fucking snagged on it and pulled us with it. In which case, that'd be pretty cake. I'm alive? Just what? I'm not bleeding, or maybe it stopped already. I can't see the stars. Either my stance or orbital position is off. If the clock is correct, it's been an hour.
アナログ時計なんて冷戦の遺物だと思ってたけど、
Yeah?
こんな時に役に
They're
立つ
nice
なん
because
て
you
ね
can throw them. Side of my head hurts. Do I have air? The system is still down. Either the auto recovery is broken or the magnetic pulse capable of crashing it has kept it going. What?
予備システムいけるかな。よし。
Hey, there we go. Yeah. Pulses kept coming at it in regular intervals, and the system stopped auto recovery. Basically, just fucking threw its hands up and said,
30分ぐら
whatever.
いは読んでる。
Clearly, shit's fucked.
さっきパターンから読んだ通りね。
The electromagnetic pulses that started with the Stage 2 G-bomb attacks kept growing before dying down. Anyhow, looks like booting the main system back up will be okay.
それにしてもまずいわね。
I doubt the irregularity in geometric storms occurred just at our orbital position, which would mean that the majority of the fleet likely didn't drop their orbital divers as planned.
チャンスだったのに。
Yeah,
この一戦で
wow.
勝てたかもしれないのに。
Leaving aside the coastal hives that have soldiers enter from the surface, the inland hives that were the target of Stage 2 will remain untouched. We even blew up the original hive's monument, and yet there isn't a single TSF that can enter that giant hole. By the time we have the orbital fleet back in order, the beta will have filled the surface back up in order. I don't know what I said. I said like order. Just fucking mush mouth. Of course, just conquering the coastal hives is a massive success. We'll crush over 10 hives at once, when we could only do 2 in the last 30 years. Making progress. You could say the coastal counterattack of Operation Babylon was successful enough.
それでもね。
We could have won in one go. Everyone involved in this operation must be thinking the same. The hope we had for making it out of this hell entirely slipped out of our hands with a single step left to go. Eh, you'd be like that.
気持ち切り替えていかないとね。
First, I need to confirm my current position and the operation status.
電話
Do you have fucking analog phones? Right, the ship's phone system.
マザーグースコックピット。そちらは
リーナさん、リーナさん、よかった、無事ですか？
Josette, this is the connection to the reentry shells.
大丈夫。そっちも怪我とかない？
はい、軽くぶつけた程度で。 さっきエレンとも話して無事を確認してます。
Good. For now, they're both safe. Ship got hit topside, so it could have been entirely possible for the reentry shells to fall. It just knocked loose.
それで戦術機のシステムは上がったんですが、通信が繋がらなくて。
そっか。戦術機側は自動再起動でうまくはなったのね。
Wish ours fucking did that. Don't have as much defensive against electromagnetic pulses as HSSTs do, but the reentry shells might have shielded them somewhat.
駆逐艦側のシステムはまだ落ちたままなの。これから再起動するからちょっと待ってね。
え？じゃあこの通話は？そういえば顔も出てないし。
ああ、別系統の関西電話がちゃんと戦術機ともつながってたみたい。
Good to have analog backups. Well, as analog as a phone can get. Clock just now, this analog phone, the emergency mechanical controls. Really glad HSTs were designed with possible nuclear war in mind.
そうだったんですね。もうずっと繋がらなくて、私てっきり。
Now we're inside a dark TSF cockpit, transmission not going through. Must have been pretty worried.
ごめんなさい。実際ちょっと気を失ってたみたいだから。再起動するから一旦切るわね。
はい。
Talking to someone at times like these really calms you down.
さて、いよいよ再起動よ。
Carefully, don't want anything to fry from the excess electricity. That's why you have circuit breakers. Very nice.
制御系問題なし。完成システ
They
ム
make nice
再起動。
popping noises when they go. Not fuses. Fuses are bad. Circuit breakers are good.
少なくともシステムは問題なさそうね。
Still, we must have crashed into another ship back there. I doubt the ship is undamaged. Pretty far up now. Altitude remains unstable, unlike orbital speed.
しばらくは大丈夫か。
For now. Even during the anomaly, orbital speed remains stable. Yeah, weird. Thinking back to our rate of descent, nobody had reason to perform such sudden maneuvers. They got scared. Happens.
駆逐艦乗りの脆さが露骨に出ちゃったか。
Not that I don't understand them panicking when orbit does something unexpected, after they spend years here where everything can be calculated and predicted.
機体チェック。これはカーゴベイに損傷箇所
Oh, do we have a hole in the cargo bay? Wait, cargo bay? Maya! Ooh, you spaceship co-pilot? Or is she Marinara? Or scrape open, crack the visor kind of thing. Yeah. You know, they should really make those things shatter resistant. It can't be. Yeah. Right, cargo bay. Gotta go save Maya. If I go right now, maybe she's still breathing. No. Yeah, it's been an hour. There's no way she's alive. No way. Life support is dead silent. Her suit and helmet are both cracked. So much blood, and she's already stopped bleeding. The impact clearly caused it, and it's been over an hour. Yeah.
船を把握しないと。状況を確認しないと。
At least you got somewhat of a grip now. I have responsibility. There's still 2 Aishi alive above my head. I can't leave the cockpit in a pressure suit when something unexpected could still occur.
そうよ。私には責任が。
Checking ship damage, life support systems, positional data. Fortunately, do be like that. And this is where I'm gonna cut, and for you guys, I'll be back in just a second, but for me, I'm gonna go to sleep and wake up and probably have breakfast, and see you guys again in a little bit. What time are we at? 51:10, in case for whatever reason my PC decides to reboot. Alright, gotcha. Later, guys. Alright, and I am back. You know how I said I'd just go to sleep and wake up and start recording again? That was an abject lie. It's been 24 hours, and it's, midnight 30. So yeah, I just got off work, hounded nonstop when I was trying to sleep last night by phone calls from our automated base alert system, because there's an exercise going on. It's not a secret thing. If you drive outside a military base when there's an exercise going on, there's fucking road signs everywhere saying, hey, expect traffic delays because there's an exercise going on. But that means all the fun stuff happens at night, which means when I'm trying to sleep, I get fucking 20 phone calls from the automated Air Force system saying, FBCon Bravo, FBCon Charlie, MOP level 2, alarm black, and like, fuck off. So I just turned my phone off eventually at like 4 in the morning by stuff like dog shit and did not feel like recording. But now I do, because I just got off and I have my coffee, and we're like halfway through, so let's quit delaying and dilly-dallying and get going. Oh, do I have my subs loaded? Actually, I do. Never mind. Let's keep going. Because I had to restart the video, because even though I didn't restart my computer, it was just sitting for too long and didn't like it, because I'm technically streaming the video from YouTube. Nope, stuck in space. They're both pretty afraid. Yeah, I would be too. I need to be calm. I need to be calm. I have no experience in space. I'm an HSST pilot. I need to be calm. Yeah, too many safety systems in place. I'm not entirely lying. Sure, there probably were a lot of ships that fell into the atmosphere due to their systems crashing from the pulse. Still, the fleet takes pride in their piloting skills. There's no way it was destroyed entirely. You know, there's always going to be some stragglers. It's not showing any ships, also functions as a debris sensor though, so very important to the safety of the ship. Yeah, that's weird. The Dillinger effect. Yeah, no. Except that should be occurring way below us, under 100 kilometers altitude, where the electrons are densely packed together. But the magnetic anomaly is so strong the eye can see it, the consecutive pulses. Much like a solar flare, it's likely caused some magnetic irregularity, even at this altitude. Yeah, fucking giant solar flares are apocalyptically scary. The UN Orbital Harbor is the home station of the HSST fleets and are positioned in low Earth orbit and located above us. It supports. I'm gonna assume that's a typo and it's just doubled out there. It supports lower Earth orbit through use of several satellites, and communications with it should be possible from anywhere in Earth orbit. Yeah, take a chill pill, Josette. It's really hard not to call her Ellen. Because, let's be real here, we well know, HSSTs and the harbor have different levels of signal output, so that isn't necessarily true. Yeah, they're having a rough time.
ちも
No, that's never a good thing.
下の作戦状況を知る術もなし。入ったわね。それ直接別のコードに移動して確かめることはできないんでしょうか。
Better to stay put. Should I tell them the truth? Turning the idea down with no reason will only make them even more uneasy.
検討はしてみたけど、いくつか不確定要素があってね。そもそもさっき
safe here now, so you might as well just fucking stay
こそ
put.
が私たちを襲った電磁パルスの正体かもしれないの。つまり
They went,
妨害層を
but there
通
was
過す
no
るときに
dialogue for
ま
it.
た電子システムがやられるかもしれない。
Or like bark.
さっきは無事復旧できたけど、一度か負荷をかけたってことに変わりはないからね。
一度ダメージを受け劣化した部分が今度は完全に焼き切れる
The
可
reason
能
I
性
call
が
it a bark is because that's like what they call in the industry, like the noises like video game characters make when they get hit,
ま
like
だちょっと犯したくないリスクね。
like all those noises. Like that.
そ
That'd be
れ
like a
にさっ
bark.
きの衝突で
Yeah, it fucking killed your co-pilot.
その推進剤タンクの一つがやられてる
You're
の。
probably not wrong.
それは
もう何度か軌道変更をかける残量はある。でも状況が確かになるまでむやみにはふかしたくないところね。
Don't go farting about and wasting your fuel.
つまりは現状様子にしかないと。
そうなるわね。軌道上の電磁波異常自体は珍しいことじゃないし、数時間長くても数日で回復することも多いから。
Of course, there's no way this situation is a simple irregularity. But there's no need to tell them that. I need to make sure they don't worry too much when I give them information.
数日
Oh yeah, that's gonna be rough sitting in a seat.
フライングコフィンで
Things got negative quick. To be expected, they're not used to staying in orbit for long periods of time like us pilots are.
えっと
And at least you're able to get up and
幸い
fucking
電源
move
系は
around
無
the
傷だ
ship.
か
They're
ら
just like
酸素と
strapped
水
in.
ならかなりの長期間持つわ。
はい
あと確認だけど、そっちの蛍光亮色は国連軍規定通りよね。
You didn't eat all the candy beforehand,
無
did
重
you?
力下であまり動かないならさ
The
らに
spiced
数日
pound
は
cake?
持つ
God, the fucking spiced pound cake from MREs is
その通り。
awesome.
二人と
It's
も持ち込んでるのは
actually
フランスタイプでし
really
ょ。美味しいって評判じゃない。羨ましいわ。
そうですね。もしアメリカタイプだったら2日で自殺したでしょうし。
Misconception. MREs,
もし数
they're
日経って
essentially
も
just
事
like
態が好転しなかった
microwavable,
ら
ready
こっ
to
ち
go
の食料を
meals,
渡し
except
に
you
行
don't
くわ。
microwave them. You stick them in a
Standard だけどね。
fucking packet of water
そんなことでき
with
る
a
んです
heating
か
element that fucking, you know,
再突入
heats up
国には
as
一
the
応
name
簡易
suggests.
エアロックがあるし、中は余圧され
Literal
てるでしょ。
spaghettios in one of
換
them.
気はされてないから長居はできないけど、食料箱ぐらいの大きさなら走行カプセルと管制モジュールの整備ハッチ経由で受け渡せるわ。
そうだったんですね。私も実際に EVA でそっちに行く日が来るとは思ってなかったわ。
Yeah, I
排
wouldn't
泄
want to
物
be
タ
doing a
ックも
space
交換
walk.
持ってくから、ちゃんと水分取ってね。欠席できたらシャレにならないから。
Yeah.
了解です
I'm ordering you to piss in this bag. I hope they calm down a bit. Water, air, food. Need to name everything they need to stay alive. Oh, one more thing. Got a book?
あと起動効果用ウィンドウの3番から筋力維持プログラムが呼び出せるわ。後で確認して。
Their fortified suits can use the compression electric stimulation functions intended for sensory deception. What? Sensory deception? Okay. To do the bare minimum muscle training.
効果教本で一応操作は把握してます
The Jives projection makes it pretty fun, but most of all,
毎日必ず2時間は実行してね。
yeah, don't get atrophied.
何もしないと1週間で再突入どころじゃなくなるから。
The training itself will turn into hope for making it back alive.
了解必ず戻りましょう
Yeah, take your mind off things for a little bit. Big ol' thumbs up all around.
強いですね、リーナは。マイヤさんのことだってあるし、こういう事態に慣れてるなん
so he kind of picked up on that.
駆逐艦乗りの方はいつも宇宙壁一枚向こうの死と向き合っているからかしら。
どうかな。正直この間の接触事故なんて駆逐艦乗りの脆さを見せつけちゃったわけだし。
At some point you eventually get used to the fragility of life and you just learn to accept it and be like, well,
壁一枚向こうが地獄
just
って
do
の
it by
は
the book and you'll be
二人み
fine.
たいな英士にこそ当てはまるんじゃない？私たちはただ、いつも安全圏から眺めているだけよ。
Just Undertaker's throwing Aishi into the actual hell.
それはリーナ駆逐艦乗りが責任を感じるところじゃないわ。
It's easy to feel guilty when you're safe in the
そうで
rear.
すよ。駆逐艦乗りに感謝してないダイバーなんていない。ベテランだってみんな口を揃えて。
ありがとねジョセット。
Yeah.
でも本当にそうなの。私も何人ものダイバーを死なせてきたから、こんなことになっちゃった今偽善って思うかもしれないけど、二人だけは生きて返したいの。
リーナ
所詮わがままみたいなものよ。だから強く見えるのかもね。
そんなことありませんよ。
Hey, eventually you start getting old and you just see those fucking army dudes in the back and you're like, oh shit, you're like 17 years old, ain't you? This is your first time wearing fucking night vision goggles. I can tell because you're just fucking looking around at everything with them. And it's like, fuck.
いいこと言うわねジョゼ。その通りよ。
二人とも。
というわけでまだ数日よろしくお願いしますね。
了解。宇宙では一応ベテランなんだからお任せくださいな。
ところでリーナ、この一連の事故というか異常事態、一体何が起きてるのかしら。
そうね。あの G 弾の一斉投下と無関係。
Seems like a pretty
とはさすがに思えないけ
simple
ど。
1-2 conclusion to come to. Gene bombs were successfully tested. Still, this is the first operation using this many at once. They might be America's top secret. What? They might be America's top secret. Okay, I was expecting top secret to be like an adjective, but no, it's just top secret. But they really should have informed the UN of some kind of countermeasure if this was predicted to happen. Except it wasn't. I mentioned that before when I talked about the Castle Bravo test. On the other hand, if even America wasn't aware this could happen, then... Stop. No point in endless speculation.
結局のところ今考えても仕方ないわ。分かってるのはとりあえず現状は落ち着いてるってこと。それで十分じゃないかしら。
そうですよね。本当にそう。
Of course, Ellen and Josie might be suspecting the G-bombs caused it. You know, reasonably so. They just don't want to accept it, that the new weapon that was supposed to save humanity would leave us with unfinished results.
ジョセット？
Permission to speak.
すみません、こんな時に。ただあれは何かと思って。
あれ？
Yeah, what do you mean?
はい。
Oh, the spooky
冬
aurora.
の空が。
Or did you just mean like fucking all the clouds getting sucked over to Eurasia?
何？これ台風か何か。
Clouds are disappearing at incredible speed. No, getting pulled?
嘘、そんな。
So fast that the eye can see it. At this altitude? The hell? It's like someone hit fast forward. This isn't on the level of a jet stream. Must be a quick mental calculation. Just a quick mental calculation makes me think that this must be as quick as the speed of sound. I've never seen a stream like that.
そうね。あの G 弾の一斉投下と無関係とはさすがに思えないけど。
This isn't just an orbital geomagnetic irregularity. Something's happening down below too?
高度が落ちてる。軌道速度やっぱり変わってないのに。
Could it be? No. There's no way that...
リーナ、そう。
Piecing it together. Simple calculation isn't good enough. There's too many regular factors to even do a proper calculation. But if I keep circling orbit and collect data along the way, then what? My conjecture really is happening for real. Yeah, nothing you can do about it at this point. Humanity's done for. Ooh boy, day 4. The day, and we're after the day. Reference, name drop.
おはよう二人とも。よく眠れた？
Probably not.
ごめんなさい。そうね。そこそこには。
Yeah, you're probably not getting any sunlight either, so your body's circadian rhythm is fucked. Well, I guess technically you might be getting like non-stop sunlight because you're in orbit, but it's been over 60 hours. They must have started hitting their limit. But you know, fucking weird. Of course they have. Divers aren't supposed to spend days inside their re-entry shells. Yeah, getting a little bit cabin fever. Maybe I should risk going up to the orbital harbor. Or is it about... Or it's about them? About time I start looking to giving them some sleeping drugs? I love finding typos. It's my favorite. More with no E. Not fucking dog on the subs, like, shout out to fucking Anonymous on M for making them. At least I think it was Anonymous. Don't know. Maybe a subgroup did do it. I didn't see that on the file, so hard for me to say. Still, if they were an automatic system, still, that they were... Huh? Still, that they were still on automatic systems means Earth was unable to get control of them. Okay. Having 2 stills threw me for a loop. Maybe because of the layers. Maybe because there's nobody left on Earth to... The harbor is roughly 1,400 kilometers above Earth. They appear to be okay, but I don't know to what extent.
未だ発見されずですか。
そうね。ビーコン程度の出力じゃ妨害層を越えられないのか。
Fucking probably impossible to spot you by eye either.
やっぱりもう軌道港に向かってしまうしかないんじゃ。それでリーナ、昨日言ってた観測結果出た
？Helen is pretty exhausted too. 4 days with no idea what's happening. Maybe it's about time I tell them. Of course, it's highly unlikely I'm wrong, but this is still just conjecture regardless. If, is this really a talk we need to have when we can't do anything about it? I went them to... What? No, hopping back. Because I did not understand that sentence at all. I had a stroke. I want them to make it back alive. Okay. It says went, but it should be want. Me and Maya, need to believe in their return. I don't know if this conversation will bring despair to them, or resolve. Regardless of if I talk or not, if I'm correct, the first despair is already right there. The second despair will become visible soon too. But if it's these two, they should be able to find a glimmer of hope within. Then, they need to know. Alright. Yep, spill the beans.
これはあくまで私の推論だけど、冷静に聞いてほしいの。今、何が起きているのか、これから何が起きるのかを。
冷静になれない話なのね。
Yep.
でも分かったわ。それでも言うと決めてくれてありがとう。
まずこの写真を見てほしいの。 これは少し前
Uh-huh.
南太平洋上空を通過中に撮影したも
Looks
の
like
よ
the bottom of South America.
何か気づかないかしら。
そうね。映
Yeah.
ってるのはチリかアルゼンチンか。別に
I
ベ
don't
ータが
really
いるわ
notice
けでも
anything
ないし。
weird about it.
これって最
the
初の
fact
日に
that there are no
変な雲の動きが見えたところ。ああ、そういえば。でも今は雲も映ってないし。
That's weird.
あれ
Especially over the mountains near the coast.
これ雲が全く映ってない。確かに嘘。これってまさか
Yeah.
エレン？
Yeah, that's bad.
リーナ、この写真すごくくっきりと写ってない？特に地平線っていうのかしら。
No,
地球の縁間
atmospheric interference, huh?
その通りよ。エレン、
Mm-hmm.
そういうことな
You're
の。
a sharp cookie, ain't ya?
何？どういうこと？エレン、
That's why the stars seem to twinkle, because of the fucking atmosphere.
この写真
Mm-hmm.
大気が映ってない。どういうことなのリーナ？まさか
Kind of similar to what they thought would happen, well, theorized could possibly happen when they detonated the first nuclear weapons, that it could just, like, do a chain reaction to ignite all the oxygen in the atmosphere.
この写真のあたりにない。
But they did the math and turned out, no, it wouldn't happen. But, you know, they still had to test it anyway.
そりゃチリダンが何か巨大な気圧差でも生んだってこと？
それだったら影響は一時的なもので終わるはずよ。
It would eventually flow in and then flow back out and stabilize.
地球の重心、重力分布が狂ってしまったのよ。
Yeah.
しかも相当大きく。
Dead center to fucking all the way on the surface
重力。
in one, like,
ジーダン
particular
の第
zone.
二次攻撃が終わってあの事故が起きた時艦隊の対地高度が落ちていくように見えたのは多分そのせいなの。
Yeah, getting pulled by the gravitational field, moving and moving along with it.
もともと地球の重力分布は地球内部の密度構造に影響を受けることで場所によって若干のムラがあるものなのよ。もちろんそれは極めて微細な誤差でしか
Yeah,
ない
science, mass.
はずだったんだけど、それが大きく狂ったとしか思えない。
そんなだって地球ですよ。
Eh?
重力ですよ。
Shouldn't.
そのものが簡単にどうにかなる
A
な
lot
ん
of
て。
things shouldn't happen, but they happen
密
anyway.
度構造が変わった。つまり重力を狂わすだけの大きな質量が地球内部に出現した可能性もあると。ジーダンのせいで。
Never thought about it
否定
that
はで
way.
きないけど正直全くわからないわ。どれだけ論じても今の私に答えを導くことはできない。私に言えることは
Interesting
何らか
hypothesis
の理由で
that, you know, it
重
just
力が激
changed
し
the
く狂って
mass
しま
of
った
the
という
material
こ
on
と
that side of the earth.
その理由は私たちの想像をはるかに超えたものであること。けれど現実にその影響で地球の大気が偏っているということよ。
嘘よ。そんなことって
Yeah, it's kind of fucked, ain't it?
今はどうなってしまうんでしょうか。
大気の状態から想像すると現在の狂いはそうね、重心が地球の中心から 0.1% 程度ずれてしまった
Alright,
のと
that's
同
not
じような
bad,
状態
but
ね。
is it moving?
事故直後はもっと混沌としていたようだからこれでも落ち着いてきているわ。だから私も気づくのが遅れたんだけど。
落ち着いたと言ったって。
地球の直径にして 0.1% のズレ、距離にして
Is it really though?
13キロ以下。
I'm not nearly smart enough to fucking fact check the science behind this.
地球全体を覆う大気。人間が空を見上げれば巨大な体積があるように思えるけど、人間にとって大気と呼べるのはせいぜい1万メートル程度。10キロの距離なんて戦術機ならひとまたぎの距離でしょ。
その薄い隙間で私たちは
Just don't think about it too hard.
そう、 たった1、2キロずれただけで致命的になる薄い生存圏で。
細かい理屈は
Yeah, that's enough conjecture
地
for
球の
today.
重力分布が狂って大気がユーラシア側に寄ってしまった。そういうことね。
そうね。
Well, I guess now you can stand on top of Mount Everest without any oxygen gear.
ずっとこのままなのかもしれないし、また大きな変化に襲われるかもしれない。
Maybe.
今はそう見えるだけで、単に重心がずれたという話じゃないんだもの。狂ってしまったものが今後どうなるかなんて、私には。いいえ、人類には分かりようがないわ。
Yep, uncharted territory. The most fun part for
い
science.
ずれにせよ、あと数日このままなら、さらにひどいことになるわ。
You doing some
これ
maths?
以上にひどいこと。
地球にはもう一つあるじゃない。たった数キロの厚さしかなくて、ちょっと偏るだけで
About 70% of its surface. Is that how much water is on the Earth, or is that
時間がかかるみたい。
the percentage of water that's in a body?
時間の問
I
題
actually
よ。
forget. I definitely know it's, supposedly about 70% of the human body is made of water, but I want to say the Earth's surface is about 70% water. Don't fucking fact check me on that. I'm not an oceanographer.
「ジョセット、本当にいいの？」
You guys good?
北大西洋超大型津波、仮称アルファ1、整形5度騰進中、アイルランドイベリア半島壊滅、原則を認めず。アルファ1、グレートブリテン島およびビスケー湾に到達。
Fuck, that's huge.
1400メートル。
I know we've seen it, but like actually getting the number, that's
ア
nuts.
ルファ1、フランス本土直撃まであと30。
神様。
5、
Yeah, it's gotta be rough.
3、2、1。
Fucking front row seats for the apocalypse.
アルファ1、ガス購入沿岸に直撃、内陸部へ
You're pretty good at
進行中。
geography, ain't you?
アルファ2到達まであと600。
Yeah, not much to say, huh?
終わったのよ。フランスも
Yeah,
フィンランドも
ain't doing so hot.
何もかも。
リーナ、重力偏差は？
計測値変わらずよ。
Well,
このまま世界はもう。
both dry out and drowned all at the same time. Fascinating.
どうすれ
Oh
ば
my
いいの
god,
か
fucking
な。
doomsday siren. It's 1 in the
言って
morning.
あげれば、ジョセットは
I don't mind, but fucking think of my neighbors. My god.
意味のないことなのかな。
私たちはそれを信じてないと。
That's right. There's still hope for them. I gotta believe in that.
まだ諦めるわけにはい
Oh,
かない
nice. You
わよ
can't pick it up now with when I don't talk with my sound suppression on.
私の分析と予測が正しいのか試すチャ
Or
ンスね。
peaks like that when it gets to the top of its wavelength. First, a tiny gap. Need to adjust my orbital angle during it to allow us to pass over North America. It's supposed to be a test run. Considering how much propulsion I have left and how narrow my time window will be, it's possible I'll need to make hard propulsional adjustments. So,
本当にギリギリね。でも不可能じゃない。
oh, it's dying down.
行くわよ、マザーグース。 RCS 点火。 RCS 停止。軌道傾斜角変更噴射。 スタンバイ。カウント省略。点火。
Hell yeah, fucking pedal to the metal. Just fucking send it.
9、8、7、
リーナ、どうしたの？
We're schmoving.
2、1、停止。
I mean, yeah, even if we're in orbit, still space, just need to get going a little and then fucking momentum will carry you. Ooh.
軌道変更。一体何を？
まあ、ちょっとね。
Only a bit more to reach the target. Now it's a gamble.
誰か。
リーナさん、この音は、これは、広域無線をサーチしてる。
If my prediction model is correct, a cap will open in a bit. Then somebody just needs to.
そんな、無線なんか拾ったって。
There's a chance someone's out there.
電源の壁に我らはいる。
Oh. There it is.
こちらはアメリカ合衆国陸軍シアトル臨時司令部である。この通信を聞いている
Blasting a message on
全
the
ての
feed.
艦艇に告げる。
Long-range communications from the American military.
我々はシアトルにて健在である。繰り返す。我々はシアトルにて健在である。ハワイへの集結が困難な場合、北米西海岸を目指せ。繰り返す。北米西海岸を目指せ。電源の果てに我らはいる。
Well,
リーナ、これって。
ain't over yet.
大西洋に展開する全ての部隊、アプル基地またはメイン中沖400キロ地点に集結点。東海岸にはすでに接近不可能と判明している。必ず集結地点へと直行せよ。地点また会おう。
This one's from the Atlantic Ocean. Thank God, the disruption layer gap is staying open even longer than anticipated.
生きてる。誰かが。
Yep, people are like fucking roaches.
こんな世界でも生きるために。
It was a gamble, but I was sure myself. It wasn't just a layer gap. This place.
見て、2人とも。
今、私たちは北米大陸を通過してる。よく見て。 この地球の海と空を。雲が大気がある。
It's probably a little thin, but it's there.
海にも飲み込まれて
It's
な
like the hair on the back of my head.
この辺りはほぼ元の1気圧を維持してる中間点。
It's actually not that bad. It's not even noticeable unless I point it out.
特にカナダ方面はこのまま無事に済みそうよ。
Well, yeah, all the water's getting pulled away from them.
カナダの東、ケベックもね。
I mean, yeah. This is the only hope they have left. I anticipated this from going over the gravitational data. I didn't want to say it, afraid of what would happen if I was wrong.
エレン、ジョセット。私の故郷は海に沈んでしまったわ。
I
ジョセットの本当の故郷だって。
can't roll my
確か
R's,
に
I'm
失わ
sorry.
れてしまった。でも、あなたの今の故郷、生まれ育った土地、それは無事なのよ。
我がフランス共和国、この未曾有の危機を自由と平等と友愛をもって乗り越え。
Is your papa? Nice timing. Must be a radio signal from French Quebec. You're doing well enough to sense something like that.
この声。
神父、手にしたパンを分け与えよ。この大災厄を生き延びた幸運を全ての人類に分け与え。
Mm-hmm.
自由と平等の火を絶やさに、この時を戦う全ての戦友を抱きしめよ。
参ったわね。こんなところであのおじさまの声を聞くなんて。
Yeah, really. This is Earth orbit, an empty world of death where you're trapped by gravity wherever you go. I'm starting to think the world down below was just as dead, but Earth really still is our home.
ジョゼット、その
ジョゼ帰りましょう。
You're just gonna drop?
そうや、私たちの故郷は生きてるじゃない。生きて帰ってまた戦えばいいのよ。そうよね、そうだよね。私いいの、もういいのよ。
Yeah, quit being a crybaby about it.
分かってるから。
Suppose times like these are our friends. Whoa, that went by quick. Way too quick.
あ、いや、この子たちは
Pause and read it for yourself,
絶
because I
対
ain't
生
going
き
back.
残るよ。
Yeah, go back to fucking Quebec and get yourself some Tim Hortons.
返してみせる。
I couldn't even bring back, and regrettably, it looks like I won't be able to. I won't be able to get in the future either. But okay, yeah, that was a
だ
sentence.
からそれまで待っててね。 Probably could have done with, you know, having a proofreader go over these subs a bit, but I'll allow it. You know, in my fucking endless grace and wisdom and fucking I'm bummed it. Leave me alone, guys. It's 1 in the morning. I just got off work. Now the disturbance layers are starting to waver. Doesn't seem like they'll be vanishing entirely, but more and more small holes are starting to open. I'm still bothered by how I can't make out the activity spiking pattern, though. 位相が揃うタイミングを狙えば繊維軌道を1本通すこともできそうね。
More or less according to the prediction model I came up with. Altitude from orbit drops, what? Altitude for orbital drops is 100 kilometers. From here, I'll need to pass through 4 or 5 layers. That's why just a hole in one layer isn't enough. I need to aim for the moment they all line up. I can't lose my cool either. Propulsion levels only give me one chance. Can't depend on luck.
So ろそろ寛解剤投与の時間ね。
The what? I've been putting the 2 of them into stagnated sleep since then. A stagnation sleep. It puts them in a state between being asleep and awake, dragging out their sense of time. Drug injection technology keeps their metabolism down while allowing for quick, something. Quick resuscitation? A quick response at the same time. Okay. The exhaustion feels so awful, there's even HSST pilots complaining about it. Yeah, that sounds like hell. To be honest, I don't really want to use it, but our food supply needs to last, and spending so long in a closed space would wreck them mentally, too. I guess better to be like in a fucking half-conscious haze than just fucking twiddling your thumbs. Back then, American and Soviet HSST pods engaged in long-term orbital staring duels. The analog technology intended for nuclear warfare, this, I keep getting support from all these Cold War solutions.
これが歴史ってものなのかもね。
Human history. No idea how long that will continue with things being like they are, but...
続けられる人間がいるうちは続けていかないとね。
Even right now, human history is continuing to be woven below my eyes. From the transmission pieces I'm picking up, things have been better, which is to be expected. Especially Quebec and East Canada seem to be having food shortages, since most of the population survived. They didn't get hit by the ocean, but I could see from orbit that a lot of farmland was destroyed by floods coming from the Great Lakes. Oh yeah, just getting fucking pulled across.
一般市民に停滞睡眠仕込むわけにもいかないものね。
Maybe I should drop them on the north coast near Vancouver, east where Quebec is. Seattle is just south there, and seems to be maintaining a good standard of living. If I get them on the ground, they'll be fine.
同じ北米なら妨害層データも揃ってるし、そっちも解析しといた方が良さそうね。これでよしっと。
Looks like Ellen and Joe Set recovered consciousness. Wakey wakey.
おはようお二人さん。気分はどう？
おはようございます。やっぱ
Yeah,
り
you
ダ
probably
メ
feel
よ
like
ね。
fucking shit.
おはようございます、リーナさん。まあ、少しは慣れてきたとは思いますけど。
ごめんね二人とも。もう少しの辛抱だから。
リーナが気にすることじゃないわ。そっちこそずっと普通にしてるんでしょ。大丈夫なの？
戦術機のコクピットよりは居住性いいからね。
Yeah.
本来4人のところを
A
1
lot of
人
room
で
to
引
lounge
っ越し
around.
そっか。でもほんとお疲れ様。
I fastened down Maya's corpse in the cargo bay with her spacesuit, yet don't want her bouncing around. There's so much damage to the suit. The suit wasn't in any state to be removed easily, and with the rot being an issue, I couldn't take her back home either. Right now, I just need to keep.
そろそろ時間じゃありませんか？
あら、ジョセットもだいぶ駆逐艦乗りの感覚が染みついてきたわね。上等上等。
Once HSST pilots get used to orbit, they start being able to somewhat feel where they're located right now, even without looking at data or the time.
だといいんですけどね。
はいはい。というわけでお待ちかね。レディオフランスの時間は？
That's honestly one of the worst parts about visiting my family up in fucking northern Vermont. Just nothing but French radio stations. Like, you ever want to hear fucking Quebecois rap? No? Well, probably for a reason, because it fucking sucks. Now, we're almost above Quebec. Been a while since multiple layer holes lined up like this. Should be able to hear something.
エレン、どうかした？
リーナ、そっちのカメラでケベック方面映せるかしら。モントリオールのあたり。こっちのじゃ解像度が低くて。
了解。
Why would you want to look at Montreal?
何か黒い煙のようなものが見えた気がして。
これは
Yeah. The revolution may not be televised, but they sure as fuck will fucking air it on the radio.
何なのこいつ。第六共和制ってどういう意
You
味
should
なの？
know, you're fucking French.
私たちの政府は第五共和制って呼ばれてるんです。だからこれは
これってそんな。
我々は諸君らを理解し、今や革命はなった。
クーデター。なんで？どう
Vive
し
la
て？
France!
すでに我々は祖国に作った敵を排除し、我ら兄弟の死に追いやったアメリカとの戦端を開いた。
クーデターだけじゃない。対アメリカ戦争ですって。
そうです。こんなの何かの間違いです。こんなのきっと。
Yeah, just fucking War of the Worlds, you know? Just we're getting swept up in the hysteria.
黒煙らしきものを確認したわ。細かくは拾えないけど、
Yeah.
無線量も増大してる。これは確かに。
The Earth. Gonna pull a coup d'etat with human-on-human warfare with the planet in this state? That's going too far, even for France! No, it's exactly because the Earth is like this. This planet can no longer sustain everyone that survived. If you look back at human history, it's not unusual for people to resort to war. Especially the French.
それに先立ち、 スに潜んでいた
What a bellicose, war-loving people, huh? Execution? No, don't tell me. Senate President Delbeco. Dan Delbeco. Fuck, French names. Am I right, guys? Fellow Anglophones, huh? That was the embodiment of French-American cooperation. No, it's not set in stone yet.
元首相ジャンポール・ルロワ元農林事業総局長ビクトル・モンクレア
Oh, come on, don't go after the fucking head of forestry.
ふざけてるの？
元絶対でクレジデントミシェル・ド・シャーレット
It's just disturbance layer's coming back soon. The sooner this ends, the
元上院議長ローラン・ダンベルクール
Booba.
すいません。
間もなく通信簿受験を離脱するわ。
Probably for the best.
こんなことって。
あいつら
Yeah?
頭おかしいわよ。
They're French after all. She had finally found a small piece of hope to hold on to.
許せない。こんな時に人類同士で争うなんて絶対に許しちゃいけない。こんなこと
Mm-hmm.
絶対に。
Yeah, it's pretty fucked, huh?
軌道分析完了。これは
Why now?
むしろ今しかない
You got an opening?
のかも。
Still, orbital divers have to face the descent themselves. Stimulating drugs are out of the question due to the strain on the heart during deceleration. The quick response time needed means no calming ones either. No matter what mental state Josette might be in right now, she still needs to drop like that. She will need to drop like that. Will it work out? Should I wait for another chance? Is there really gonna be another one? Make up your mind already, Rena Tervo. Believe in Josette Delbeco's strength. Just like I had Maya Brendler? Okay, weird name. Maya Brendler, she has Ellen Ace. Alright, so where are we dropping, boys?
エレン、ジョセット。こんな時で申し訳ないんだけど。
I'm sending you to Tomato Town. No, that's not right.
違うわね。今だからこそなんだけど。二人が降下できる軌道が見つかったわ。
ルーナ、本当に？
ええ。さっき新しい降下軌道の分析
Sorry,
をし
we
てた
can't
と
go
こ
to
ろだった
Loop
の。
Lake.
たった今。
Are those Fortnite locations? I think they are. I know them from the song.
降下目標アメリカ合衆国西海岸北端ワシントン州シアトル
Yeah, try not to land in the fucking Rockies.
シアトル？そうか、確かに。
そうよ今聞いたこの状況下東海岸に降りるのは自殺行為だわフランス領でもアメリカ領でも
カナダ領は、いやダメね。首都オタワはモントリオールの隣。巻き込まれてないわけがない。
Considering like fucking 90% of Canada's
食料事情
population
なんか
lives
も
like
西の方が良さそうだったのよ
pretty much
それ
in
で
like
念のため検討して
Quebec, Montreal, Ottawa.
こんなことになるとは
Like you can see the map with the line of it. It's basically like just that fucking little
カナ
bit
ダ側の
and
バンク
like
ーバーにも降りられる
Vancouver.
軌道だけど内戦戦争ともなれば状況が不確定すぎるシアトルは環境も安定してそうだしアメリカ以外にも日本やアジア各国が逃げ込んできてるみたいなの
ああ、 この間の無線でもそんなようなことを言ってたわね。
ええ。だから多分
Yeah,
二人
probably.
の亡命も
Especially if you're
受け入れて
UN.
くれるはずよ。
Perhaps being assigned to a UN squad will work in their favor too. At the very least, I doubt they'll suspect they're working with the French military. I mean, that might put the screws to them a bit, but...
そうね。おじさまがあんなことになってしまった以上、ジョゼの生存も知られたら危ない。
念のため聞くけど、エレンはカナダ側に戻るつもりはある？
ないわ。私は絶対にジョゼを守る。それにあんな連中近づきたくもない。
Yeah, the dirty French.
私が言うのもなんだけど、ありがとう。
当然よ。
ジョセット。お父様のこと、
Yeah,
本当に何と言っていいのかわからない。
yeah, it was kind of fucked, huh?
でも、今しかないの。二人が生きて帰るなら。
嫌です。
You can't just stay up here.
帰るって何ですか？帰るところなんてもうなくなっちゃったじゃないですか。
ジョゼ、
地球がこんなことになって、それでもなんとか生きていけるかと思ったのに、戦争まで始めて、もうたくさんよ。こんな世界生きてたってしょうが
What,
な
you're
い。
just gonna stay in space forever in your little fucking capsule? What point in living in this world? She might actually be right. Perhaps I just end up throwing them to a different hell than the usual beta one.
あの時、あんなことを言わなければよかった。こんなことになるって分かっていたら、絶対に。もうやり直せない。だってこんな世界で、こんな世界なんかだ。
Which is why you shouldn't say things you don't actually mean. Should I convince her? Should I let her decide? But still, as long as she keeps on living.
ふざけてんじゃないわよ。
Alan!
こんな世界。こんな世界だって。
Yep, think your words through to people and what you say to them, because, you know, for all you know, those could be the last words you ever say to them.
ただそれだけで、私たちはあの地獄から逃げさせてもらえたのよ。
そうよ。
Mm-hmm. You got
私た
lucky.
ちを軌道に上げてくれたみんな、世話をしてくれたマイヤ、ずっと全力を尽くしてきてくれたリーナ、そういう人たちたまたま守ってもらえる場所にいて生き延びたのに、何も返さないまま勝手に死んでいい権利なんてあるとは思えない。
大体おじさまが殺されたのよ。悔しくない
Yeah, kind of fucked.
悔しくないわけないじゃない。
Yeah, there is. You can fucking get down there and fucking put your right foot in front of your left foot, and then your left foot in front of your right foot.
お姉さんだっているんでしょ。まだどう
No,
なっ
just
て
keep
かなん
doing
てわ
that,
からない
and,
わ。
you know, you'll end up somewhere.
でも地球のほとんどが海の底なのよ。あのお母様が生きていけるわけないじゃない。
だったら通信でもなんででも確認して。
割り込みでごめんなさい。今回の離脱軌道
Yeah, I know you guys are having a moment, but like
前後1時間程度もないわ。
we need to decide this like ASAP.
今すぐ軌道変更をかけてやっと滑り込めるかってとこなの。それにケベック上空の通信だって次はいつ拾えるかわからない。それを待つ余裕はもうないのよ。
ジョゼ、何より私があなたに死んでほしくないの。生きてほしいの。
Survive. Said by Robert Downey Jr. in blackface
わからない。
in Tropic Thunder.
目の前で何億もの人が死んだのよ。この上ジョゼが死ぬところを黙って見てろなんて
Yeah, it's easy when it's like fucking millions of people down there and we're all the way up here, but you know, we're kind of like right next to each other and like I know your name and your face, so it'd be kind of fucked up if you died. Them, they're the nameless, unwashed masses.
一緒に死んでほしいって思ってる？
No suicide pacts, please.
そんなわけないじゃない。ダメよ。エレンは絶対に生きて帰らないと。
About time.
はい。
There we go.
結論出たわね。
リーナさん。
忘れたの？二人は再突入閣の中なのよ。
Mm-hmm.
相手に生きててほしいなら二人で降りるしかないの。戦術機は2機でエレメントだもんね。
Oh.
もちろん降りてから片方が死ぬのは勝手だけどさ。
Yeah, just don't be fucking dying on my ship.
リーナにしてやられたわね。何よ、最初から私たちに選択肢なんてないんじゃない。
あら、相棒に自殺願望があるまま起動効果できるなんて思っちゃダメよ。若者は若者同士ちゃんと拳で語っとかないと。
若者ってリーナほとんど同じ世代でしょ。
Being in a position like this ages
ああ、駆逐艦乗りの年を聞くとかエレンもなかなか命知らずね。
you. Yeah, might just add a little bit of spin on your drop.
さて、ジョゼ、結論は？
もうお二人には勝てませんわ。生き延びま
It's
し
a
ょう。
little,
エレン
you know,
何が
we think we know how this goes. Technobabble data.
さあ、それじゃ行くわよ。お手洗いは済ませてシートベルトのご
At
着
least you're
用。
letting him pinch it off first before you drop him.
マザーグースよりドラード各機。もうすぐ分離コードよ。問題ない？
ドラード3よりマザー再突入閣システムチェック完了。
Alright, gonna have to believe ya.
全装備固定完了よ。ドラード4よりマザーグースオールマニュアル全装備固定完了です。
マザーグース了解。アンビリカルコネクタ開放に備え、ドラード各機は全系統切り替え状況を確認せよ。
ドラード4全系統切り替え確認完了。
Okay.
ドラード3よりマザー全系統切り替え確認。再突入閣の操縦受領準備よし。
Well, it wouldn't be the first time in my life I've seen all the checks go good, and then when you go to do it, just like, oh, something fucked up.
ドラード3 You have コントロール。
ドラード3 I have コントロール。
制御切り替え完了確認。コネクタパージ。
ドラード3パージ確認。
Alright.
ドラード4コネクタパージ確認。問題ありません。
マザーグース了解。
The shells are still held in place, but with this, the TSFs and HSST are now running on separate systems. All that's left is for me to slide them into the upper atmosphere. With that, my job is over.
いよいよね。最終確認よ。
はい。
通常の起動効果と違ってレーザー迎撃の心配だけはし
Yeah,
な
no
くていい
fucking
わ。
fancy evasive maneuvers, just fucking doop, right down.
よって通常行う大気圏突入後の再加速噴射は不要。後方プログラムは書き換えてあるから、演習より早く大気減速が起きると思っておいて。
了解。
Yeah, nice
予想
fluffy
される
slow
最大
drop
減
in.
速度は 3G 程度。再加速からの急減速で 8G になる通常効果に比べれば三輪車のブレーキみたいなものね。とはいえ2人は長い無重力環境で筋力も心肺機能もかなり低下してるわ。
Yeah, you're gonna have some, fucking, I guess...
筋力維持プログラムでだいぶマシにしてるとはいえ油断は禁物よ。減速中の姿勢制御には細心の注意を払ってね。
了解。
最終的にはシアトル西南西から海岸沿いにアメリカ領に
Oh,
侵入。
definitely not. Just fucking hope not.
迎撃機は上がってこないでしょうけど通信はオープンでね。
向こうが発砲してこなければせいぜい友好的にやりますわ。
優し
At
くお
least
願
try
いね
to speak English to them first, because no
気を
one
つけて
fucking
ほしいの
Quebecois.
は
They'll just
成
pretend
層
they
圏
don't know how to
突入後
speak
の
it.
降下軌道よ。
一応全工程で気圧が正常な領域に侵入するようにはしてあるけど、走行カプセルで下手に姿勢制御をかけると結構進路がずれるわ。
Also, don't land in the ocean.
本来これでレーザー級の迎撃を振り切るための仕組みだからね。で、あまり南にずれすぎると大気密度が急激に薄くなってしまう。
Mhm.
そうだったわね。
対地レーダーをよく見て危ないと思った時は基本北側に振るように。いいわね。
はい。
Alrighty, game time.
さて、何か質問はある？
そういえばレイナさんはどこに降りられるんですか？
というか今更ですけど、やっぱり
I think this thing's a little too beat up to make a landing.
そうね。一応不可能じゃない設計だけど、普段からあまりやらないものよ。
Oh yeah, that's a
駆逐艦の
fuck
大気
ton
圏
of
内空
drag.
力特性をガタ落ちにするからね。それに今回はあの衝突時
Yeah,
に
after
受
flying
け
on
た
a
ダメー
plane
ジ
for a
による
couple times and
動
like
力不
feeling
安
when they
大
even
気
just
圏
like
内姿勢
dropping
制
the
御用の
landing gear
推進剤残
where
量
when we got our fucking nose cone
Solidity.
caved in by a flying
Risk が
bowling
高すぎ
ball.
るわ。
God damn, that bird was huge.
だから
You could
私の
just
方は二人
feel
を
the
分離
drag
した
on
か
the
ら。
plane even if you weren't flying it.
なるほ
So
ど
I imagine two giant
そうだったん
fucking
ですね。
mecha capsules would be a huge pain in
最
the
後まで
ass.
ご迷惑をおかけしますね。
いいえ、それが駆逐艦乗りの務めだもの。心配しないで降下してね。
了解です。
本艦最終突入軌道船員まで120。軌道船員噴射スタンバイ。
了解。機動船員噴射スタンバイ。今日まで本当にありがとう、リーナ。
Save the thanks for when you're on the ground.
機動船員噴射スタンバイ。リーナさん、帰ったらぜひ食事でも。シアトルにフレンチミールが残ってたらですけど。
ジョセット。
We'll change the name back to German toast.
というか膠着後、
I'm pretty sure French toast was
リーナさんを拾いに行
renamed
かないとい
that,
けな
you
い
know,
のでは
during World War I due to anti-German propaganda
市街地の
and
駆逐
like
艦で降りるわけ
efforts
に
by
はい
the
かないし。
government. Because I believe at that time, like German was the second most spoken language in the U.S. before World War I. I really do need to tell them, huh? Was that Aquilius? It's okay, Rena. They're both strong. They'll understand for sure.
エレン、ジョセット。この船はね、
Yeah.
もう大気圏には突入できないのよ。あの最初の事故の時にね、カーゴと一緒に耐熱シールドも破損してしまっているの。この船はもう
Just gotta make a trip over to the docks, so you can catch a ride on someone else's.
まさかリーナはあの日からずっともう帰れないって分かってて。
Sometimes it do be like that.
大丈夫よ。最後の推進剤で
Yeah.
軌道港への開口軌道に乗ってみる。妨害層でシステムが壊れても
Just drift
軌
in
道
and
に乗っ
someone
ちゃ
will
えば
pick you
なんと
up.
かなるからね。
嘘よ。そんなのそんな都合よく行くわけがない
Well,
わ。
they've gone pretty well, all things considered
リー
so
ナさん
far.
今からでも間に合います。こっちのカプセルに乗れば途中でパラシュートとか。
無茶言わないで。生身で乗ったらそれこそ死んじゃうし、もう最終軌道に乗ってるんだから。
Yeah, those two really are good girls, Maya. Our continued orbital journey, our hope was shattered and despair was all around us. Unable to row into the sea of stars or descend onto the land, I never hated the small HSST world as much before. The beautiful Earth is being lost, and the day we'll be able to reach out to the endless space once more will never come again. But as long as someone is alive, that's why turning these two alive was my last piece of hope.
それにね、ジョセット。 駆逐艦乗りが船を離れたら誰が2人を降ろすのよ。
Fair point. Yes, I've dropped more Aishi into hell than I can count.
それはそうですけど。
今ね、私は駆逐艦乗りとして一人の人間として初めて誰かを生かすために軌道から人を送るの。
It really is the first time. Sending somebody off just for them to stay alive and nothing else.
この大一番、あなたたちにだって邪魔はさせないわ。
That's time to release this hope.
いやよ、レイナさん、レイナ諦めないでね。きっとよ。
She's tough. She'll be fine. If possible, let the land be a place of peace for these two.
2人は私のラストダイバーズ。
Name drop, name drop.
必ず地球に返してみせる。
Oh, we don't get to see it.
どうしてあの人は。
Hey, you should probably be focusing.
ジョセット・ダンベルクール、今は生きて帰ることだけを考え
You're
なさ
kind
い。
of plummeting towards the earth. Maybe focus on that for now.
それがリーナに報いるたった一つの方法なんだから。了解。ドラード3よりドラード4、走行カプセルを開放するわ。個別制御スタンバイ。ドラード4、個別制御ス
Alright,
タンバイ。
alright, alright.
これがずっと待ち望んでいたはずの。ドラード4、
Oh yeah.
ジョーゼル、
Keep your eyes open.
怖がらないで。しっかり状況を確認する。
Adrenaline must be fucking wild right now. My god.
大丈夫、私はやれる。その息やリーナと約束したもの。私たちなら絶対いけるわ。
Don't black out. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your butt.
それでも
Tense your thighs. Do the breathing. Oh my god. You guys are like really close to each other. Maybe space it out a bit. Hey. There, that looks a little silly. Oh god.
カプセルが開かない。ドラード4より3、総合カプセルが開かないの。
Flying coffin.
落ち着いて。予備爆細胞に転換。
Blow that bitch.
了解。爆細胞と転換。隙間は空いてるけどパネルが弾け飛んでいかない。どこかに引っかかったの。このままじゃ。
Yep. Flying coffin.
どうしてここまで来たのに。ちょっとよく聞いて。これから120人そっちのカプセル
Oh, this is armored.
ちゃうよ。そんなことして期待してるけど。スピードにしたら立て直せない。なんとか
You
なる。
gotta believe.
タイミングを合わせて中からの手腕で弾き飛ばして。私は
No, no, none of this fatalist talk.
3、2、1。
Dunk. Hey.
やった。ジャンプユニット緊急起動減速。
Oh. Yeah, didn't think about that one, huh?
ジャンプユニットに被弾左ユニット脱落右起動しないそんな動いて
Yeah, that arm capsule had to go somewhere once it fucking blew off.
なんで機体がうまいなんでどうしてよエレに近づけない私は守ってる届けないエレ脱出してダメスピード止められない
Yeah.
この状態じゃ脱出しても死ぬだけよ
Yeah, listening to the cockpit voice recorders of plane crashes is never a good time. I've had to listen to a couple in my training. Fortunately, they usually just cut out the part when the little text blurb comes up. The rest is just screaming until they hit the ground. So, you know, fortunately, I only had to listen to those ones a couple times. It's real fucking depressing, you know?
敵国なら消防なんてできないその居残る属性はほとんど同じいけるはずよあなたと私髪の色も目の色も血液が
Oh, really? Interesting.
だからこのコードが動いてきていける
I mean, I wouldn't really say their eye color is exactly the same, but... Not sure he passed out. Or no. God, I fucking hate the altitude. It's like altitude, altitude, altitude. That's why I just normally I know where the button is to turn off all the voice alarms in the cockpit. Kilometers? No, Ellen! Oh God. Well, that was unfortunate.
やっぱり見つけられないか
The disturbance layer holds closed back up, as expected. I couldn't watch their drop, but...
大丈夫私はマザーグース
I mean, you did a great job.
絶対にしないもの
So, it's okay. I'm sure those two. A direct return to Orbit Harbor really isn't possible, huh? All I can do is cross their directory and, cross their, you know, fucking whatever, and leave the rest to luck.
今まで散々見送ってきたんだ今度は私の番ただそれだけ
Just like it always was. Whoa, that went by quick. Even knowing hell awaits, even knowing there's barely a chance of survival.
戦意起動
Hey, there we go.
軌道離脱噴射準備
That's right, I'm Mother Goose. The Orbital divers call me Mother. There's no way I can't do what they did, what those two did.
さあちょっと長丁場になる
One
か
thing
な
we'll never stop doing, though, is
まあ
stuttering.
いやもう少し待っててね
Let's go together. This cold space we've been so desperately living in. Just fading black. Nope. Hello, YouTube copyright claim. Good to see you again. But now, for once, I actually have the power to just fast forward. It's amazing. Wow, technology sure is great. Hopefully it doesn't mess with my subs, though, because I know VLC sometimes throws a hissy fit if you mess with the video tracking too much. It'll just say, fuck you, why'd you do that to me? What do we got? Like 8 minutes left? There's got to be an after credit scene, so let's bounce around. This is towards the tail end. Well, we'll let it play from here. But yeah. I feel... Yeah, that was good for after part 3. I feel like it might give away a little too much for if you do it before part 3, but that's a nice little in-between. Here we go. There's a nice little in-between between, you know, part 3 and Resident Evil, if that'll ever come out, ever. I don't know. You know, nice. Fill in a little backstory of things that we kind of, like, already knew, but, you know, like, now it's more fleshed out. Was that it? Nope. Yeah, crazy what a different haircut can do to change someone's looks, huh? Yeah, that's what I call a hard landing.
生き残ってしまったのね、エレン。リーナさん、マーヤさん、認識メモリープレート。これが唯一残ったエレンが。
I mean, there's probably more, but
エレン・エ
you
イ
know,
スが
the
生き
only
てきた
one
証。
that you have.
どうしてあなたが。
Why did you die? Why did I live? Just fucking get lucky sometimes.
私は絶対にジョゼを守る。
本当に守られちゃったね。
二人は
Yeah.
私のラストダイバーズ。必ず地球に返してみせる。
ごめんなさい。リーナさんは約束を守ってくれたのに。
Well, you did your best.
私が。そうよ。私は今。
Which means it ain't over.
何億もの死を目撃して、何人もの死に救われて。だったら、これか
Just
ら
gotta
私ができ
keep
る
on
ことは
carrying on.
一つだけ。エレン、リーナ、私、行くね。
Of course. Dramatic haircut.
これから私はエレン・エイスになる。ジョセット・ダンベルクールの名前を内に秘めて、エレンとリーナの名前を胸に刻んで。
Though, I guess, you know, it is good to cut your hair, you know, make you look a little more like her, instead of just being the dramatic, oh, I've changed, so now I must cut my hair to symbolize my internal change externally, for the audience to tell. Usually not my favorite trope, but it fits here. It fits here. Just floating by, huh? To be continued to... Said to episode 01? So is this released between 00 and 01? Weird release order if that was the case. All right, but yeah, that is over. So now I'll have to stitch those two parts together into one part and upload it to YouTube. But yeah, I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. And as I mentioned before, it's 2 in the morning now, and I need to go to sleep. So as much as I would like to just talk ad nauseum about my feelings and yada yada, I've already said it all, so I will just thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time, when we will be starting MUV Love Total Eclipse in a couple days, because it's still about a week out until that drops. It says it's going to drop on the 20th, but Steam page says the 21st. I don't know what time zone they're going off of, but yeah, there'll probably be a little bit of a gap. Like, this episode should be going up on the 18th, so if it does drop on the 20th, great. If it drops on the 21st, then well, yeah, there's gonna be some little schedule shenanigans, unless I decide to do something for the one day to fill in the gap in case it does drop on the 21st. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I'll see you all next time. Hope to see you guys all there later. Bye.